Hi everybody. So today I'm going to do this video and it's going to kind of tie into some of my other videos about systems, about what you're conforming to, this and that. So today I wanted to do programs. Okay. First let's define what a program is. So a program is an input of some instructions to then cause a person or a thing to then behave in a certain way. So it's a system, right? Just kind of like what I was talking about with the other video. So now, what has systems? And then this is the fucked up part, because then you got to think everything is a system. They program video games. They have a certain system on how to make food. Everything has just like a subcategory of a specific program. And there was first an initiator of that program. So there's this one person who set up the system, is like, we got to do it this way so that, this is like the best way we can do it with the least amount of negatives or whatever it is, right? So anything is basically a program. So let's kind of get deeper into that. Okay, so we know that they can program video game characters to then act in certain ways, to then have certain animations, this and that. We also know that law is a program, right? Because we know that they didn't just create the law so that they can, so to speak, be the balance, right? They didn't do that. They did it for power. It's always for power. They feel like this is the best way to do it. If you don't do it the way I'm doing it, you can go somewhere else. This is the argument. You go start your own system, whatever, right? But either way, they're gaining something from that program. They got something out of it, right? And so this gets really deep when you start thinking about it, because, what are you paying attention to on social medias and stuff, right? They put that first idea, that first thought out, and they're like, okay, pay attention to this. This is the news now. Everybody's talking about it. Pay attention to this. And then they'll do it again the next day. Whatever it is, politics, they'll do it with even memes, even something as simple as memes. And then what happens with that program is one person will have like a subcategory and another person will have a subcategory. What I mean by that is they'll choose sides within that program, but they're still giving into the program. They're still giving into that first thing that was initiated, that first video, that first argument. They're still being subject to that, right? They're still being involved into it. But then they want to choose their sides based on like righteousness and all that. And it's funny because you got to start to think about like everything is a program, There's love. Love is a program, but there's subcategories to it. What I mean by that is the way one person loves is not a way that another person loves, right? They're just following a different subcategory to that initial program of what we call love. Same with chaos. Same with peace. Killing someone, anything. And what they're doing here is they're trying to make you act a certain way, just as I explained with what the definition of program means. They're trying to get you to pay attention to this thing so you don't pay attention to this thing. Or to pay attention to this thing and they want some sort of reaction out of it. So then you don't react about something else. You see, and this is where things get slipped under the rug and everything. And it's funny. I mean, you just got to think about it like everything is really a program, You do something and then you gain something out of that. If you are angry that day and you chose to be angry, you wanted to be, whatever you got out of that, you just wanted to be angry, right? And by you acting angry, you're subject to a program that is anger, which is also a subcategory in itself. But you see that you're just constant conforming, and you're never really making up your own program. Like, this is what it means to me, and that's it. It doesn't really matter what anybody else says. This is my program. You got a program to wipe your fucking ass. You got a program to do your dishes, to cook, how to cook your food, this and that. And everybody's telling you what to do and what not to do, but you're just conforming because it's the way you were taught, right? It's what you were brought up in. Now this kind of gets into how you stay into programs, How do you stay in one? Well, one way is by being lost, meaning you don't have the right information. You didn't look at it to the point. You didn't go back to the initial program. You just kept getting lost within all these subcategory programs, right? And then another one would be like guilt. You felt bad because you maybe killed someone. And then who made you feel bad? Did you feel bad yourself personally? Or did someone make you feel bad? Did the family tell you that you're a murderer and you were evil and this and that? Did they make you feel that way? What caused you to do that? You see, this is how you get lost. So you get stuck in the program, right? And then another way is like being unstable. So you don't want to be unstable, meaning I have to conform to this job so that I can make this certain amount of money and then support myself. But then you just subject yourself to a program that now you have to work 8 hours of your, waking hours for what? $7.50 an hour? Is that's worth it to you? I mean, and then you look at it as like, well, it's better than pay over here, or it's better than this program, or this program's better than this. You see, they're all programs though. And another way is you keep following someone else. So maybe it's your friend, maybe it's your family member, maybe it's your girlfriend, whatever. They're kind of making you go into that program deeper, They're subject to that program. They're deeply invested in that program. They want you to be invested in that program. And so you want them to feel some sort of love or some sort of, give and receive relationship. So then you're like, okay, I'll talk to her about it with with whatever subject it is. You see, and I want you to understand that negative and positive, these are also programs. These are like the very first programs, There's something negative, is kind of like the chaos. But then what happens when chaos happens? And it kind of balances itself out, right? Maybe you will choose to do a better program. And then this is the idea of heaven and hell. This program that you're in now, this world, the way that you're conforming and everything, you don't like it. So by you not conforming, by you choosing to find the best way you can, to live your life, then that's something positive. That's more like your heaven, right? And you want to just constantly try to keep getting out of these different programs, but they're already established. So you're kind of just choosing like lesser evils at this moment. I mean, and I'm not saying that I'm not always in programs. I mean, by me conforming to this website that I'm posting it on, this is a program. By me playing my video games, this is also a program. But the difference between that and what other people are doing is I understand it's a program. I understand that I'm going to get this certain amount of enjoyment out of this certain amount of time play. This is what happens. If I understand that, then I am the one using the system. I'm the one using the program. I'm like, the person on the computer. I'm the one doing it, you see? But if you're just lost into it, then you get swallowed up by the program because you don't know what else to do. You stick on your job, it's just all these different things. I mean, imagine, think about it in your life. How many programs are you subject to? And they're just super subcategory things. You like this brand over this brand. They're both the same program. They're both just clothing you wear. But this program has better cloth, or this program is more expensive and looks nicer. It's dumb shit. I mean, now you have to give up more to go with the program that you wanted, right? This is the give and receive thing. And it's like, I could talk about this all day. I mean, everything's a program. I mean, from the second you were born, right? You were free. Okay, you weren't subject to anything other than coming out your mother, right? Other than being born. You weren't subject to anything else. But then immediately what happens? Then like once you get a little older, you're like, okay, now I have to clean my room. And that is a program that my mother placed on me because her mother placed it on her or whatever. You see, and they get passed down. Or like, you have to get a good job that pays good. You have to get straight A's. These are programs. Everything's a program. Even the educational system is a program. There's a certain way that they set it up so that you learn these certain things. But these certain things aren't always applied to your daily lives, so it's a shitty program, right? Because it's not working for everyone. And that program doesn't help everybody. Some people need different things, you see? And I'm telling you to go find that certain thing. Go find and use it like a bitch. Go find your program that you want, and then you can use it. Don't become it. Don't be used by it, but use it. You see, this is the thing. We have free will, Computers don't have free will. They just have to run it in a systematic way. And whatever way it was written is the way it's going to be. But we can change that because we have free will. You see, and this is the thing. I'm telling you to take your power back. I'm telling you to not be so easily manipulated by these programs. You see, like, why do you need a Social Security? So that they can keep track of you, right? But why does that benefit you? It doesn't. But you have to use it for everything. You have to have a birth certificate, if you want to get a job, this and that. You have to conform all the time. But I'm saying when you do conform, or if you do conform, you use it. Don't let it use you, This is the whole thing. And this kind of ties into my other videos. It ties into kind of like about governments. And it's just funny. I mean, these people are arguing, there's always these two sides. And then there's subcategories within these two sides. And then you start to realize, like, these two sides are fighting over one thing. You see, the one program, the one government. They're still fighting over that one thing, but then they have different views about it. So they're subjecting themselves to these views. And then they're being used by those views. They're hating on each other now. They're saying, oh, this person's stupid because he doesn't see it the way I see it, or he doesn't have the information that I have. You see, this is the problem. Everybody just kind of conforms like right off the bat, and this is what it's designed to do. You're giving them more power by you not acting up and by you not standing for what you believe in. Then they're allowing you to, or they are getting the power so that they can do it, right? Like, think about it with how they do laws. You see, what did they do? Sorry. They wrote a law, right? And now that law is standard. That it's written in law, so there's no going back, right? Because it's part of the ultimate program. It's like a DLC within the program. So now that they control that DLC, now they can always write it. They can always fix it. You see, but they can never destroy it unless you destroy the initial program. What I mean by that is, okay, let's say about this abortion thing, right? So now that they're starting to write abortion into law, right? What does that mean? It means they can never go back, meaning if they want to make it legal, they have to write it in law to make it legal. Same with killing someone, and that would be like a big stretch. Like, people wouldn't be like, they'd think that's bad, right? It's bad to kill someone. So they wouldn't want it to be legal. But this is the program that they put you under. They made you think it was bad. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I'm just saying they made you think that way. But then they go and do it. You see, then they go and they kill people in other countries. They killed this terrorist on his land. You see, it's funny. I mean, they're just getting power and power and power, and you're just losing everything. I mean, are you happy with your little 2-bed apartment you pay fucking $950 for with some utilities and everything? You're just conforming. It's funny. I mean, I hope you guys kind of think about it, a little bit, like, realize, like, well, these are all these programs, and like, some are superficial, some are very easy, and I can get out right away. Like, I don't have to buy candles anymore, or I don't have to buy toilet paper. I'll wipe my ass with the cotton or whatever. But it's still the same program, you see? It's just subcategory shit. I don't know. It's funny, but I hope you guys kind of enjoyed that one. Let me know what you want to see. I mean, I'm on like metaphysics and like, different stuff other than astrology. But if you guys want me to do some astrology videos, I will. Just kind of let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed.